can't really talk about the specifics of the injury still, but I'm just happy to be out there playing again. Feels great playing with my teammates again, helping win in any way that I can.
Take questions for him, guys.
Did you feel like, did you hear any criticism at all that, hey, maybe you should be out there, and how did you respond to that?
I mean, yeah, I did, but like I said, I know it was tough not getting all the information. So I mean, we still have the greatest fans in the country. So I mean, I'm not really worried about that. You know, as a fan, you know, you want to see everybody out there playing. So I respect the fans. I respect everyone.
Where do you feel now in the process of getting back up to speed?
I feel pretty good. You know, I'm still working each and every day to you know get back to 100%, get my wind back and everything like that, get the rhythm back. My teammates and coaches are doing a good job of pushing me every day in practice.
Was there ever a point when you thought you may not come back?
I really did. I wasn't thinking that way the whole time. I was thinking positive. You know, that's what I came back for my senior year for, to, you know, playing games and things like that. So, I mean, like I said, I tried to stay positive throughout the whole process.
I mean, to build off of that, with the thought, there was certainly an option to just shut it down, see what happens, you know, once you get to the spring with the draft and all that. Where did that kind of play in your decision making?
I mean, I tried not to think about that too much. I really focused on getting better each and every day. I didn't try to look too far into the future. Just tried to stay in the present, get better every day. You know, right now I'm to a point where I'm starting to be able to play games again, so I'm happy about that.
I guess was it a bit of a relief at some point just watching your teammates win most of the games while you were out and beating Maryland and so forth?
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, the Maryland game was huge. Last game was huge. I think each and every day, you know, we're growing as a team more, and I think we're going in the right ways and the right time of the year. You know, it's good to peak around this time of the year, so it's good to see us winning games right now.
Was there a point before you came back that you, maybe a couple weeks ago or what, that you thought you might be back, and was there any setbacks along the way?
We've been fortunate enough, you know, not to have had any setbacks so far. But like I said, we're working each and every day. But like I said, Alex Wong, our trainer, has done a great job with me, pushing me each and every day, knowing my limitations and things like that.
The reason not to say the injury, is that because of the draft, the NBA, and you don't want to give them information? Or what's the hesitation? Because in the past, the other injuries you mentioned.
You know, just as a program, Coach B, my mom, Alex Wong, you know, we just came together. We thought that was the best decision, you know, not to give out too much information about it.
Can you be the player that you've been, like in another 2-3 weeks, do you think? Can you be 100%?
Yeah, I would hope so. We'll see. You know, I've been trying to push myself every day in practice to get there.
You didn't seem very aggressive to shoot the ball and more to pass the ball the other day. Was that just because you haven't been in a game flow, or is that just what you saw in that game?
You know, just a combination of things. You know, I haven't played in about 6 weeks. You know, I was a little nervous getting back out there. And just game flow, you know, I really don't have a great rhythm right now, but it's coming back to me.
John said you were a little bit wobbly when you came out at halftime. Did you feel that? Did you feel the fatigue setting in pretty quickly after that first half?
Yeah, I think so. Duncan got in a little bit of foul trouble, so I was out there a little bit longer than I expected. And like I said, my wind's not all the way back, but it felt good being out there.
How do you feel days or hours after that? How did you feel since?
I mean, pretty good. It's obviously, it's normal to have a little bit of soreness after, you know, not playing for that long, but I feel good.
Caris, going to the timetable return, John had mentioned a couple times, like he used the word soon. He said, you know, that he'd hope that he'd come back in a couple weeks. I'm just curious, was this information, was this from doctors saying that, okay, he can be back soon or he can be back in a couple weeks? Was this from you? Where was all the return? Who had the call, I guess, mostly? Was this from you, or was this based on doctor information as well?
It was a combination, you know, of a lot of things. You know, the doctors obviously played a huge role in that. And then Coach B and myself, we didn't want to, you know, throw me out there before I was really ready to play, before I was comfortable, you know, I had my win back.
How long have you felt like you feel able to play?
You know, the past couple of days. I mean, I told Coach whenever I felt like I could play, just, you know, I was going to try it. So, I mean, I'm still trying to get there each and every day, but I wouldn't say that I'm all the way, you know, all the way back, but I'm working there each and every day.
Is there a concern that this will be something that lasts the rest of the season?
Hopefully not. We're trying to, you know, work it out right now. I think there's enough time left where that I'll hopefully be back to my normal self before the end of the season's over with.
You're going home tomorrow, obviously, so you gotta be smart and not let your emotions get the better of you and play maybe more minutes than you're ready.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be an exciting game. Wherever coach sees me, I'll go in there, whether that's limited minutes, no minutes at all, a lot of minutes, whatever he needs me.
So you're planning to play tomorrow?
Yeah, that's the plan every day, plan to wake up and give it my all. If that doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out.
With how well the backcourt has played and how well the ball's moved, without you, how do you balance getting back as a centerpiece of the offense with, letting them keep the rhythm they established in the beginning of the Big Ten season?
It's kind of tough because, like you said, Muhammad and Derek are in a great rhythm right now. So right now, I'm just trying to come in, give those guys a rest, and not skip a beat while I'm in there.
I remember back with, the Purdue road game, I think you went through shoot-around that day, that was over a month ago. And John said, kind of game time decision. Has there been any setbacks since then?
No, I wouldn't say any setbacks, I think we're progressing like each and every week. So some things may be too much, some things, we can ratchet up a little bit. But like I said, Alex has done a great job with me, just knowing my limitations and things like that.
We never saw you like with a walking boot or anything like that. So there was no like procedure done. It was just a rest only recovery.
Yeah, that's correct. There was no procedure.
Okay.
Was the Indiana-Michigan State week maybe the hardest stretch to have to sit out?
Yeah, it was definitely really hard for me. I would have really loved to play in those games as well as the other games too, but I just wasn't ready yet.
Was there any point where you said, before you came back, was there any point that you said you were ready, told your coach you were ready to go, and it just didn't happen?
I don't think so. I think the practices leading up to the Purdue game was the most comfortable that I felt this far.
At what point did you tell Coach for the Purdue game that you were ready to go for that?
After warm-ups, I think it was, I came up to him and told him I was ready to go.
And is that, I guess, going forward, is that how you're going to do it, where you'll go out and warm up and then it's kind of always a game time decision, or will you know, I guess, a little more beforehand going forward?
I would say it would probably be a game time decision, yeah, for sure.
You say soreness, are you talking just typical body soreness from not having played so long? How's the foot feel or the lower leg?
It's just soreness like with playing. If you don't do something for 6 weeks, your body's going to be sore. So I would say that would be the majority of the soreness.
Caris, just along not only the spectator role, on the bench during games, but more curious about your interaction being away. What was that like every day to day in practice, maybe not able to participate? Just kind of, could you walk us through that?
Yeah, I was just trying to be an extra coach out there, extra set of eyes. It's different hearing stuff coming from your coach, but hearing stuff coming from a fellow player on the team. So I just try to be that guy, to keep the guys confident out there, tell them some things that maybe they didn't see, just help them apply it to the games.
How were they, I guess, maybe the encouragement to get back? Was there a sense of urgency with them where they're like, hey man, you really need to get back? What was that like?
They were really supportive. They didn't want me coming out there before I was ready. But at the same time, they wanted me to come back when I was ready. So it was a balance.
Caris, time for a couple more. When you stepped on whatever player it was from Illinois, when you stepped your foot, rolled the ankle, whatever happened that caused this, I guess with, you having had the procedures in the past and you having come back for the draft, or bypass the draft to come back, a moment like that, how would you kind of describe that time and that thought of like, oh no, your future and all these things?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a little scary when it happened. It was a bang play, and it was kind of sore, after the game and things like that. But God doesn't make mistakes, so I wasn't too worried about it. Just worried about how I could get better from it.
So no second guessing?
No, not at all.
Caris, I guess, along Brendan's lines a little bit, how are you looking at this as a critical stretch for your basketball career? This is, these upcoming games and possible national tournament can really decide a lot for you. Is this something that you think about a lot?
For our team more than myself, we didn't make it to the tournament last year. That was a huge disappointment for us. And we're right here this year. We got a couple games left, Big Ten tournament. So I think right now we control our own destiny. So I think that'll be the biggest thing for me and my team as well.
There's no.
And obviously you came back, you skipped the NBA draft last year, come back this year, you get injured. Clearly your professional future is weighing on you. As it would anybody who's in your position. How much of a point of emphasis or topic of discussion was your future in the NBA when we talked about when you would come back or your timeline?
I mean, it was a small percentage, you know. Like I said, I tried to focus on this year, focus on how I could get better. I mean, I came back from my senior year to play, like to playing games. So, you know, I didn't really think too much, you know, about what if or my future or anything like that. You know, I was just trying to get better each and every day and see what happens.
Is there ever a low moment when you were sitting on the side, not being able to play there, having come back, where, I guess, was there like the lowest point?
I would probably say the Indiana-Michigan State week, you know, because I didn't get to play in those games last year. And that played a huge role in me coming back to school. So me not being able to play in those games, that hurt a little bit.